Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody rise up weekdays. Catch us live, somebody. Let's go.
Good morning. Good afternoon and good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys all doing well out there. Hope this show finds you in good spirits. Another day above the dirt is always a blessing. Let's not forget that. We got something going on across the pond. And when I say across the pond, I'm talking about Great Britain. All right. This is a little bit outside of London. There was a massive fire that went off and has caused a serious shutdown on traveling worldwide. No joke. This fire has shut a lot of planes down. A lot of planes have had to divert, change direction, land somewhere else, or be straight up canceled. This is absolutely wild, y'all. And people are still wondering, is this a terror attack? We still do not know. We're still trying to find all about that right now. But before we get into this, and you know we got to use these code words. Terry, you know what that is. Just, you'll figure it out as time goes on. All right. It's in the title above or down below, wherever you see this show right here. Sometimes we got to use these code words and make up these new words just so we can tell you guys the news, which is kind of crappy, unfortunately. But as we start to get into this conversation, do me a favor, all right? Hit that like button down below. Hit that reaction button if you're watching on other platforms. If you are on those other platforms, make sure you hit that follow button on those platforms, please and thank you. Subscribe here on my main channel. Go to my secondary channel, The Pascal Show Clips. There's going to be a gang of videos coming out today over there as well. Make sure you subscribe to both and have the notification bell set to all so you know whenever I go live, whatever I upload, because a lot of times it's random or it's breaking news. So make sure you're subscribed and the notification bells are set on both channels. All right. Hit that join button down below. Become a member. Check out my Patreon. Check out my locals. And of course, check out PascalMerch.com. We got some really great stuff over there. Okay. PascalMerch.com. All right, guys. We have got to get into this. And again, this is some weird, wild stuff. And the thing is people are still trying to understand, is this whole thing from people trying to do some bad things? Was this man-made? Was this caused by some group of people that are trying to cause chaos and cause problems out here? We still do not know. We have a bunch of things that we're going to be looking at here in just a short minute. But of course, I found this and I wanted to share this as well, because again, a massive fireball, okay, at London's Heathrow Airport shuts everything down. Okay. And now people are still trying to figure out how they're going to get home, how they're going to their vacations, how they're going to go see their loved ones and all that. Because like I said, a lot of planes that were en route had to divert, etc. Okay. Then also, the whole airport has been shut down, at least until tomorrow night, or midnight tonight. Okay. Midnight Friday night. Okay. They said that everything's shut down until they can do a proper investigation and find out what the heck is going on here. So without further ado, let's just get straight into this. Let's get straight to the information. So this is like what we know so far. All right. And this is at London's Heathrow Airport. So a lot of y'all like, where's this at? Is this what's going on? You know what I mean? Where's this going on? Is this in America? Is this somewhere else? This is somewhere else. This is across the pond. This is in London. Okay. London's Heathrow Airport, and everything has been shut down. And you got to understand too, this is a massive, massive artery for travel, for air travel. This airport is a huge connector to a lot of other international flights that are coming in. Some are, coming in to leave right? There's a lot of connecting flights where people are flying to Africa from this Heathrow airport, etc. Right? So this is absolutely crazy that this is going on and has shut down a massive, massive artery in international travel. Okay. So let's take a look at this. What we know so far. So we already know that this is disrupting travel plans for hundreds of thousands of people around the world. I got to hit the button. Hundreds of thousands of people around the world. That's insane. This is not a Terry. Okay, I mean, let me just, yeah, Noah, this is some nasty work. If it's a Terry, if this is a Terry attack, this is some nasty-ish work. But I am kind of curious, though. Could it be just a random boom, right? Fireball just goes off. Like, it just doesn't, for me, you got to understand, like, I'm side-eyeing the hell out of the possibility of it just being a random mechanical error. You know what I mean? Why am I saying error? It's because it's in London. But doesn't that kind of make you feel like something's up? But again, maybe something odd happened. Maybe some wire got frayed or something got tripped. It's just weird, okay? It's just weird to me. It is weird to me. But again, that's just me wearing my tinfoil hat for 2 seconds. I'm going to take it off for now. And we're going to let them do their investigation. And hopefully they'll find out if this was man-made or if this happens to be just some mechanical error. But moving on, what happened? A fire at an electrical substation in West London, about 2 miles, 3 kilometers, because we are dealing with London. Okay, we are dealing with across the pond. Okay, so we have to say 3 kilometers. Okay, from the airport, knocked out power to Heathrow Airport just before midnight on Thursday. The significant power outage, forced officials to shut down the airport until 11:59 p.m. on Friday. Okay, so they're shut down until tonight to maintain the safety of our passengers and colleagues. The London Fire Brigade said 10 fire engines and 70 firefighters responded to a fire at the substation that was reported at 11:23 p.m. on Thursday. The fire has been contained, but firefighters will remain on the scene throughout Thursday, the fire brigade said. Energy Secretary Miliband, said the catastrophic fire appeared to have knocked out a backup generator as well as the electrical substation that supplies power to Heathrow Airport. So, National Grid, which maintains energy infrastructure in Britain, said the fire damaged equipment at the substation and crews are working to restore power supplies as quickly as possible. You got to remember, not only is it the airport that's shut down, but there's a bunch of people, a bunch of homes that have been shut down as well, which is absolutely insane. So power had been restored to 62,000 customers by 6 a.m. local time, but 4,900, so 4,900 customers were still without electricity. Now, what caused the fire? The cause is still under investigation, and officials said there was no quote-unquote suggestion of foul play. I'm wondering how they could realize if there's no suggestion of foul play, but we'll find out, right? Or hopefully they explain that a little bit in the future. So, but the the Metropolitan Police said counter-terror detectives were leading the investigation into its cause because of the fire's impact on crucial or critical national infrastructure. We do not know the cause of the fire. It's obviously an unprecedented event. This is what Miliband said, adding that the fire and subsequent shutdown of Heathrow raises questions about the resilience of the country's key infrastructure. Yeah. I'm quite curious about that too, because something doesn't seem right. Right? This kind of makes me think about what happened in Texas a couple years ago. Remember, there was a power outage, like in the dead of winter. People were without any electricity. Cities were out. I mean, it was a massive, massive power outage, right? And it was a huge, huge problem. So then I see something like this, and it just makes me think of like, maybe their infrastructure needs some reworking, right? And clearly it's too little too late now, but when they rebuild, when they fix it, they should reconsider. Maybe the things that they have there aren't the right, like maybe they need to restructure, maybe they need to fix things out, and so that this does not happen, right? So how was Heathrow affected? The disruption disrupted travel plans of the roughly 200,000 people who are expected to travel through Heathrow on Friday. You got to remember, this is a massive airport. A lot of planes go in and out of there. Some people are flying there to stay. Some people are getting onto connecting flights and flying off somewhere else. So this is a massive, massive situation. And also, let me remind you, remember when we were dealing with the Washington, D.C. airport air jet and Black Hawk collision, right? That airplane or that airline, sorry, that airport, still waking up, guys, but that airport had thousands of planes landing or taking off from that very landing strip. You see what I'm saying? So it's crazy how many planes are taking off and landing in one airport at one time. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of travel. And this is a serious, serious problem to have, right? Especially when you have over 200,000 people that have been basically stranded right now because of what's going on. All right. So Heathrow advised passengers not to travel to the airport and to contact their airlines to rebook flights. 200,000 people. Remember that. With all takeoffs and landings canceled, the first impact was on dozens of long-haul flights from North America and Asia that were in the air when the airport was shut down. Imagine that. You're halfway through or you're 90% there, and all of a sudden, boom, goes the dynamite, and then they shut everything down. And that plane has to either turn around and go back to where it came from or land somewhere else. And then you got to figure out how you're going to get to your final destination. That's insane, guys. 200,000 people are screwed right now. Okay. Some were forced to turn around, like I just said, while others were diverted to airports around the UK and Europe. Heathrow-bound aircraft have landed to the airports in Amsterdam, Western Ireland, Scotland, England, or other parts of England, okay, in Paris, Frankfurt, or in Germany, okay? The impact of short-haul flights was delayed until Friday morning because flight operations at Heathrow were severely limited between 11 p.m. and 6 a.m. every day to minimize overnight noise in surrounding communities. Even so, thousands of people will be unable to travel to and from airports around Europe and the UK on Friday. Some 4,000 tons of cargo have been stranded by the closure, according to an aviation consultant. Now, they're saying, of course, how long will this last? They say even if the airport reopens on Saturday, the disruptions are expected to last for days as airlines move stranded aircraft and flight crews back into position to work to accommodate passengers whose flights were canceled. I mean, what's crazy about this is the amount of catch up they're going to have to do. And that's if they figure everything out by midnight tonight. That's if they figure everything, midnight tonight, London time, right? That's if they figure that whole thing out. If not, they're screwed again massively screwed. So again, all of this, 200,000 people are screwed right now. And we saw something, didn't we see something like sometime last year? I could have sworn it was something like, I'm trying to remember exactly where it was, but there was a huge system shut down at the airport. Does anybody remember that? I don't remember specifically what it was, but there was a massive shutdown of like their systems had gone on the fritz, and they had to shut everything down. Airlines, airports, etc. All of it had to shut down because of, I guess they forgot to hit the reset button or something like that, or do a update on their on their programs or something like that. It was something crazy, but everything got shut down because of that, which is wild. Okay, but real quick, Rianne, thank you so much for gifting one membership. Welcome to the family, whoever became a member. And yeah, please do us a favor, pay it forward. Okay, Rianne just gave you guys, that new member, something positive by gifting you a membership. So pay it forward if you can. That'd be greatly appreciated. Open the door for somebody, buy somebody a coffee, whatever it is, just do what it do. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to pull this up. Come on. Because we got a couple things we're going to look at here. So let's rock and roll.
In from Fire at Ville with this video. This is not live, but we're hearing that Britain's Heathrow Airport is closed after an electrical substation fire caused a power outage on Friday. I'm reading a little bit from The Guardian here. They say that the airport has been closed until midnight on Friday after a fire at an electrical substation supplying the airport caused a, quote, significant power outage, left thousands of homes without power. We are hearing from Heathrow officially. They say due to that electrical substation incident, they're experiencing the power outage, and there they confirm it themselves. They'll be closed until basically midnight on the 21st of March. We don't have too many more details to share at this point. The Guardian says the fire at the substation, which is in West London, has left more than 16,000 homes without power and forced more than 100 people to evacuate. I'll go back to this video that we just got fed in from our partners there. Again, courtesy of Fire at Ville. We are hearing of this major snarl at one of the world's major airports. Firefighters, according to The Guardian, led 29 people from surrounding properties to safety. Will, of course, be following overnight and into the early morning hours tomorrow morning here, U.S. time, because there will no doubt be impact to travel. And this is one of the major arteries in that region. So if not the biggest artery in that surrounding area. So we'll be keeping a close eye on West London throughout the evening hours. Passengers are advised not to travel to the airport because, again, it will be closed until midnight on Friday due to a substation fire.
And that's if they have everything stitched up. So them saying, hey, everything will be shut down until midnight the next day. I mean, that's very let's just say that's very confident of them to say something like that. We don't know. We don't know how long it's going to take. It could take longer. A massive fire like that, I mean, I get it that you're probably going to have all kinds of people working tirelessly to get this whole thing together, and because it is a massive piece. It is a massive piece of the of air travel, but at the same time, I mean, are you absolutely sure, right? That everything's going to be set up and ready to go. Now, hold on. I got a few things I want to share We do have a press briefing from the fire brigade, okay, from the fire department in this area as well. But there is something too that I just saw, and I wanted to check this out. It looks like a witness or an eyewitness saw or overheard some things. Let's take a listen to this.
Bang, and then I see a big flash of orange, and all of a sudden I hear a bang, and then I see a big flash of orange, and I was thinking, what the hell? I thought someone crashed their car. I look out my window, I see so much smoke coming from there. I wake up my dad, I thought a bomb went off.
This is footage from the fire that broke out in the early hours last night at the North Hyde electricity station, shutting down Heathrow Airport and impacting around 1,300 flights today. The Met Police have called this a major incident, as around 70 firefighters have been tackling the blaze, which is now believed to be under control, but smoke can still be seen coming from the station. This fire has been described as being unusual and unprecedented by the Energy Secretary, Ed Miliband, as a backup generator was knocked out by the blaze, which has caused a significant power outage across the airport and also with local homes.
Okay, so you say Big Bang goes off. It was like a boom boom went off. Then we hear from this reporter, which I do appreciate. They say that it was unusual, which I get it. I mean, any type of fire that just goes off, but let's just say allegedly goes off by themselves. Yeah, that's a little bit weird, right? That is unusual. But the fact that even the backup generator got incinerated in this fire as well, doesn't that seem a little weird? Just a little bit? I mean, sure, things can happen. Sure. But instantly I'm looking at this. I'm like, you really think that, I mean, maybe, again, maybe this is a freak accident, right? Maybe, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it just seems a little bit odd. That's just me. Freak accidents happen all the time. That's very true. But at the same time, I'm like, something's weird about this. And then, you know what? Noah just said this too. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, what's going on here? Right? Generator wasn't protected or secure from fire or water. Why? That doesn't make any sense, does it? Is that normal? Is that normal protocol? I don't know. But the question is was this some sort of attack or not? Because it seems a little bit weird. Like I said, just seems weird. But then again, we still don't know yet.
According to Met Police, the fire was involving a transformer comprising of 25,000 litres of cooling oil fully alight. This fire has been described as unusual and unprecedented by the Energy Secretary, Ed Miliband, as a backup generator was knocked out by the blaze, causing a significant power outage across the airport. According to the Met Police, they said that the fire involved a transformer comprising of 25,000 litres of cooling oil fully alight. This created a major hazard due to the still live high voltage equipment and the nature of the oil-fueled fire. It's believed that 150 people were evacuated from their homes last night because of this fire, and around 4,900 homes are still going without power. I wanted to speak to local residents and local businesses to see how they've been impacted. This is what they had to say.
My bedroom's just up there. I'm sitting on my phone, and then all of a sudden I hear a bang, and then I see a big flash of orange, and I was thinking, what the hell? I thought someone crashed their car. I look out my window, I see so much smoke coming from there. I wake up my dad, I thought a bomb went off. And then I'm just panicking now, and I go outside shortly, like 10-15 minutes later. I immediately went down there and I see like big flames and stuff. And then like 10-15 minutes later, everyone from here is just like everyone is here. Like I've never seen that many people on this road in my life.
Yeah. Not only is he excited about being on TV, let's not forget that. He's very excited. But the fact that people heard this go off, it was a big boom. He even said it was like a boom boom went off, right? So This is interesting, right? It's very, very interesting.
And then yeah, it was just crazy, to be fair.
Yeah, and have you had power in your house?
The power turned on. I don't even know. I put my phone on charge last night, and I was just waiting for it to turn on. I fell asleep. I don't know when it turned on, but it's on now. But a lot of my friends who don't live in the area, they're still affected by it. So I'm surprised our road hasn't, to be fair.
So last night, I didn't know much about it, but I just woke up, right, at around 12. And I saw that the lights and everything was not working. So I checked outside my window and saw it was literally a blackout everywhere. And I saw everyone just standing outside. And I could kind of see the flames, but I didn't know much about it, so I just went back to sleep. And then my brother-in-law, they saw the flames and everything, because he got call from his mate saying that, oh, are you all right? I saw like a big blast, you know. He woke up first because he felt some shake in his room. He went to check outside and he didn't really mind about it, and then he got calls from his mate saying, oh, are you right? There's a huge ass blast nearby your house, because from their angle it kind of looks like it's behind our house, but obviously it's a bit far. And my parents, my dad especially, went outside to check it, and everything was like, everyone was outside and they were like looking at the big flame, and we saw that some of the people made videos, they were talking and everything about it, and that's what we saw. It was just a huge blast and just a lot of flames and smoke. I heard that people that live behind the building, they got evacuated and everything, so that's all I know about.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, a big boom went off. Everyone went out and checked it out. She received some messages and information from her friends. And then, of course, all this, all craziness and questions, obviously, are sparking off. Everyone wants to know what's going on, you know? Oh, brov. You know? So, again, this is crazy. And I agree with that, too. All right, bruv. Tyler. Appreciate it. Yeah, I agree. You know, that power grid definitely needs to be fixed, definitely needs to be figured out. And I keep thinking, like, and I get it, it could be a very expensive endeavor, I'm sure, but I feel like every power grid throughout the entire world, right, should maybe go and just check, right? Just check on the power grid. Just make sure everything's buzzing the way it needs to be buzzing, right? Because something like this is wild. And again, this may not be a Terry. This may not be. This could very well be just old equipment just going haywire, but it's just so odd that this is going down. They're still investigating to see if this has anything to do with any type of Terry attack. But again, anything's possible, right? So let's continue. But the fact that they heard this big boom like that is a scary thought and scary situation to be in.
You're working today and it's right by the fire. Has your business been impacted by this?
Yes, it has impacted a lot because the road is blocked nearby everywhere. Even our deliveries and stuff, they cancelled on us because of they stopped the roads and everything because of the incident. And yeah, we are getting really less customers too.
Have a lot of shops on this road closed because of this as well?
Yes, a lot. Literally around here, up to I think Asda as well. It's closed. Yeah, definitely.
Would you say this is quite a busy street normally?
Normally it's really busy. Yes, it's really busy. It's never been this quiet ever. So yeah.
Have you heard anything from the police?
No. It's just people asking because there are some customers, they don't know about this. They're like, why they blocked the road and everything. And we tell them because of the incident that happened here, and yeah, they also got shocked about it. Yeah.
Around the 11:23, some neighbor write down through our WhatsApp channel, heard some explosion around behind the Lorina's house, inside the Tuscan house, and maybe 30 minutes more ahead, the light go out, the people down and see together the fire. What is from after some explosion, and was very good for us.
Were you evacuated from your house?
So some people through our channel recommended us go out from home because we didn't know what happened perfectly. Yeah.
Did you?
It's interesting because he was so startled. It looks like he didn't get a chance to finish shaving or something. Do you notice that? Yeah. Crafty one. Press 1 for English. Para español, marque due, something like that. Marque dos. Sorry. But interesting though. Because am I the only one who's seen that? Am I the only one who sees he missed a spot? But I keep thinking that maybe he was busy, like the chaos that was going on outside. Maybe he just didn't even notice that. It's like, whoa, what's going on going outside, right? There's so much chaos going on. He just missed a patch of whiskers. He just has a little grassy knoll on his face. It's interesting. It's very, very interesting. But his English is very rough. So we're gonna skip that one. But let's continue on because of course there's more. We got we have a press conference from the fire brigade. So we're going to take a listen to that.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Jonathan Smith. I am Deputy Commissioner with the London Fire Brigade. So at 2023, on the evening of the 20th of March, London Fire Brigade received 212 calls to a fire in a high voltage substation near Heathrow Airport. The fire involved a transformer comprising of 25,000 litres of cooling oil fully alight. This created a major hazard due to the still live high voltage equipment and the nature of the oil-fueled fire. LFB was in close contact with Blue Light Partners overnight, and at 0042, the Metropolitan Police declared a major incident. This remains a very visible and significant incident. Our firefighters worked tirelessly in challenging and very hazardous conditions to bring the fire under control as swiftly as possible. As of the most recent update that I have received, approximately 10% remains alight, and we are working with SSE to safely resolve this incident. As a result of the incident, 67,000 households were left without power. Currently, 5,000 homes remain without power. There remains no power at Heathrow Airport Terminal 2 or Terminal 4. The incident caused London Heathrow to close the airport and planes to be rerouted. We continue to work very closely with our partners to minimise disruption. 10 fire engines, 2 bulk foam units and 1 high volume pump were on scene at the peak of this incident. This equates to approximately 70 London Fire Brigade personnel. Firefighters safely evacuated 29 people from neighbouring properties, and as a precaution, a 200-metre cordon was established. Working with the Metropolitan Police Service, around 150 people were evacuated to a rest centre. The first appliance was on scene within 5 minutes of mobilisation. LFB will continue to maintain an operational response at the scene throughout the day, assisting the national grid as they assess the site and attempt to restore power. LFB has been actively engaged in securing access for specialist power network engineers into the site, as we appreciate the restoration of power is our priority. London Fire Brigade has fire safety and fire investigation officers working with our scientific advisors and the Metropolitan Police to investigate the cause of the fire. Disruption is expected to continue, and we urge people to avoid the area where possible. I would like to conclude by taking this opportunity to thank firefighters and control officers for their courage and professionalism to bring this incident under control in what were very challenging circumstances. Happy to take any questions.
Hi there, Sky News.
Hiya.
How are you monitoring the air quality in the area?
So we've got scientific advisors on site as we speak who are constantly monitoring the air quality, and I'm pleased to say at the moment there are no issues with the air quality as we stand, and we expect that to continue.
Robert Wright from the Financial Times. The Times newspaper. The Times is reporting that anti-terror police are looking at this as a possible terrorism-related incident. Can you comment on that?
Well, as you'll appreciate, I won't be able to comment on the investigations of the Metropolitan Police. All I can say is the Metropolitan Police are investigating the cause of this fire, ably assisted by our fire investigation officers, and we will, of course, assist with that process. Yeah.
I saw Channel 4 News. Residents here said it was taking a long time for them to get out. Can you just tell me how long you took to get these people out of their homes?
Well, the first thing that the crews had to do when they arrived was also to bring the situation under control and to put a cordon in place to stop the situation becoming even worse. Our priority in all of these circumstances is always to save and protect life. So any decision to hold residents back would have been taken by the incident commanders to ensure their safety and enable our crews to bring the incident under control.
And what can you tell us about this just acrid smell in the air and the back of the throat? You're saying that the air quality is fine. It doesn't seem it standing here.
No, well, the way the air, so we have very, very good scientific advisors who advise us to make sure that we are doing what we need to ensure the quality of the air. Now, as we stand at the moment, the foam blanket that we've been able to put onto the fuel that was on fire has contained that. And yes, there is still a smell in the air, but the safety of the air has been given the all clear by our scientific advice. We'll continue to monitor that and make sure that people have the reassurance that they need.
Has there been a fire at the substation here before?
I'm afraid I'm unaware of any history with this particular site.
And in terms of Heathrow Airport and there not being any sort of backup for the power there, can you sort of comment on why that might be?
Well, as you'll appreciate, there'll be a full debrief of this incident that will involve all of the partners that were part of this incident, and all of those questions will be raised during that debrief, so I'm unable to comment further on that point.
Are you able to estimate the cost of the fire?
I'm afraid I'm unable to give that detail.
How long will it take you to get this under control now? You said that 10%.
So as we stand at the moment, about 10% is still burning. We've got a foam layer that's on the fuel as we speak, and that is having the desired impact in terms of reducing the temperature of the fire. And we're now working with the National Grid and with SSE to make sure that we can restore power as soon as possible. So as we stand at the moment, this is one of those types of fire that burns for a significant period of time.
Because of the cooling.
Because of the what we have to do is cool that down, and it's the nature of the cooling agent or the oil that was on fire, and that takes time to bring that under control. However, we are confident that we can work with our partners to restore power as soon as possible.
Do you have any hazmat officers? Are there any hazardous materials on there that we need to be concerned about?
So no, it goes back to the question around the air quality. So that's why we've got our scientific advisors on scene who constantly monitor the air quality to ensure that everyone has the reassurance that the air that you're breathing at the moment is safe.
And so at the moment, hazmat need here.
So we do have hazmat officers here just to maintain our confidence in our ability to deal with anything should it erupt again. But as we stand at the moment, the fire is under control. The air quality is good, and we don't anticipate any further safety issues for members of the public.
Just one more question, guys. Sorry, one more question. You've got to go.
Spoken about your team working tirelessly through the night. I just wonder, were any firefighters or indeed any people here injured?
So I'm pleased to report, as we stand at the moment, no one has been injured. Our firefighters, as you can imagine, worked incredibly hard in what were very, very arduous circumstances to bring the incident under control, but they did so professionally. They did so safely, and we don't have any injuries to report either to members of the public or to our firefighting crews. Apologies, everyone. That's the last question I'm able to take, but thank you very much for your question.
First off, they've been, I mean, it sounds like they were quick to get there and get things figured out very, very fast, which, of course, is always great. Okay. And the fact that they have been very open, like as far as like giving us all the information right there, I think that's a massive and very, very helpful piece. Like they're letting us know what's going on as far as the fire goes. But they're still looking into things. Now, that was 4 hours ago. That press conference happened 4 hours ago. Now, things are subject to change. They may have, they may have found out or heard or seen something else. So anything's possible. Now, of course, they're still looking into a few things, but again, they're still saying right now, they're saying foul play is not suspected, but they're doing everything they can to look into this situation. So let's take a look at this, okay? So the counterterrorism police are probing into this fire, okay? But they say foul play not expected, which is interesting. So British police said there's no indication of foul play behind the fire, which shut down the Heathrow airport on Friday, but added that its counterterrorism unit was leading inquiries given the critical nature of the incident. Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. But at the same time, if there's no foul play, then there's no foul play, right? If this is not a Terry, then this is not a Terry, all right? But still, very interesting that the backup generator even goes up in flames as well. It's very odd, but it is what it is. Let's move on. Huge orange flames and plumes of black smoke shot into the sky west of London at 7 p.m. on Thursday as a blaze engulfed a power substation about 1.5 miles from the airport, forcing the sudden closure of Europe's busiest hub and disrupting global flights. 200,000 individuals grounded, okay? While there's currently no indication of foul play, we retain an open mind at this time. This is what the London's Metropolitan Police Service Met said in a statement. Given the location of the substation and the impact this incident has had on critical national infrastructure, the Met's counterterrorism command is now leading inquiries. Of course, as they should. So, like, even look at that. And there's some videos that we're going to be looking at here shortly. But as you can see, I mean, this whole thing is up in flames. And yeah, it could be a mechanical error, or it could be something else. It just seems so odd. This whole thing goes off. And of course, I would assume that they would have security cameras at least pointing it in that direction. So if there is foul play, you'd be able to see it right off the bat. Unless this, like I said, was a mechanical error. And if this was a mechanical error, I would instantly sit here and think, well, if it's a mechanical error, who's maintaining? Who's doing the maintenance in that area? Are they just overseeing stuff, checking the boxes and not really doing what they need to do? Or was this something that just randomly out of nowhere just, went haywire? You see what I'm saying? It's like I said, it's very weird. The specialist unit has the resources and capabilities to progress the investigation at pace, the statement said, adding that the police were working together with London firefighters to establish the cause of the blaze. Okay, so there's been no suggestion. This is from the Energy Minister, Ed Miliband, said earlier on Friday there's no suggestion that there was foul play involved. But then I would say, I'll keep saying it until we hear something otherwise. But honestly, when I see something like this, when I hear, okay, no foul play, then I go, okay, then what is the real problem then? If it's not a terror attack, what is the real problem? What was the cause of this fire? Because that's crazy that their own backup shuts it off. Like their own backup generator is caught in the flames and is destroyed too, causing this massive kerfuffle. Let's be real. So what's going on here, right? Of course, all we can do is ask questions and hopefully get the answers very, very soon. But let me share with y'all some footage that they have of these fires. I mean, just looking at that alone is insane, right? It's obviously in one particular area, at least in that, it didn't really spread out from my understanding. But still, it's scary to think that this happened in the first place. And of course, there's definitely a possibility of anything. until they actually, give us more information. I mean, look at this. I mean, that's just, let me just show this to you guys too. I mean, just look at that. I mean, that's just crazy, right? That's just crazy. So it does make you wonder, how could this have happened, right? But then again, even when we get our cars, okay, maintenanced, you know what I mean? Like we get the car maintenance and 2 days later, the car shuts down on the road. And you're like, wait a second, I just went to the shop and got it all fixed. What the hell's this all about? I mean, things do happen. Things do happen, things will shut down, right? Mechanical errors will happen, but still, this is very interesting. Let's see here. So Carbonize, thank you so much for being a member for over a year. I appreciate it. A simple spark in a glycol cooling system will cause a massive explosion. It could be something super simple. Smash the like. You are right. It could be something very, very small. It really, really could, and that is very possible. That is very possible. All of it. The possibilities are endless with this situation. Tipsy, thank you so much for gifting one membership. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay. And like I said, welcome to the family. You new member, welcome to the family. Please pay it forward. Do something positive for somebody. Or, you can always buy somebody else a membership here too if you want to pay it forward that way. No pressure, though. No pressure. All right. A little goes a long way just by going out and just opening a door for somebody or calling that friend you've been meaning to call for the longest time. You know what I mean? Checking in on your buddies, whatever it may be. All right. Giving your loved one an extra hug just because, like I said, it's the small things that matter. And hopefully that trickles down and is like a little tidal wave, right? A little wave of positivity. But moving on. I do also want to remind you guys really, really quick before I forget. I do have pinned to the top of the chat right now a poll, and I asked if you guys wanted to hear the Stephen Stern jail calls because I know that's something that just recently came out. So definitely, if you're interested, the poll is pinned to the top of the chat. So get your butts to the poll. Let me know your thoughts, because if you guys say yes, then we will be looking and listening to that this afternoon for sure. Personally, I don't want to listen. I don't want to listen to pig vomit, but at the same time, there's a lot, from my understanding, that's being said in those jail calls that I think will be very interesting for us to take a listen to, because we haven't talked about pig vomit in a while. We have not talked about Madeline Soto or Jenna Soto in a while. But I know he went into, he had a hearing yesterday trying to suppress information from the public because he's feeling some type of way about how social media has been talking about him. Ain't that interesting, right? Ain't that interesting? So again, very interesting stuff. But let's continue on, though. Let us continue on. Just a few more things. Yeah, just more footage of the chaos, guys.
والله فعلا يمكن ايش بتولع لسه قاعد تولع الان قاعد بتولع يا عمي امشي
I mean, that, like I said, this is a fire that was seen everywhere, which I think is really crazy. Really, 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 really crazy. Let me see if there's any more updates. Let's see if there's anything more. Let's see this. Take a look at this. So apparently this is some live updates from everything. So we're going to go down just a little bit. A little bit further. What? This is 26 minutes ago, and this is 6 minutes ago. That's weird. But we already know that this is one of Europe's busiest airports, which is crazy. Okay. So, of course, the officials are working tirelessly to reopen the airport. Okay. This is, of course, what the British Transport Secretary Heidi Alexander said. Okay. She was reassured that Heathrow was working tirelessly to reopen the airport as soon as possible. After speaking to the airport officials on Friday, in a statement, Alexander said she spoke with the Heathrow's airport chief executive to hear the latest on the unprecedented power outage. So she says, let's see. Of course, responding to the incident, particularly the emergency workers who have worked to contain the fire and keep everyone safe. The secretary appreciated how disruptive this situation is for passengers and reiterated the advice that travelers should avoid going to the airport until they hear otherwise. She also advised travelers to check their consumer rights for delayed flights with the UK Civil Aviation Authority. So let's skip up here. This is something that I think is interesting. UK's national power grid says power restored to parts of Heathrow on interim basis. So still parts of Heathrow are turned on, but not all of it yet. But that's still progress. That's obviously still progress. They said the network has been reconfigured to restore all customers impacted, including the ability to supply the parts of Heathrow Airport that we connected to North Hyde, which is a nearby power substation in Hayes, West London. Just so you guys know, National Grid said in a statement in which it apologized for the disruption. This is an interim solution while we carry out further work at North Hyde to return the substation and our network to normal operation. We're continuing to work closely with all stakeholders to manage this incident and are focused on returning to normal resilience levels as soon as possible. And this is what the National Grid also said as well. So again, they're going to do everything they can to figure this whole thing out. I mean, and they got to work quickly because you got millions of dollars, okay? Millions and millions of dollars being just bleeding out right now, okay? 200,000 people grounded. That's not good, right? 200,000 travelers not being able to do what they need to do. And they have to reroute 200,000 different people, 200,000 different individuals on millions, thousands of planes. It's bad. This is all very, very bad. This is a cluster F, y'all. This is going to be a cluster F. So Eurostar adds extra train services between Paris and London. Interesting. Eurostar, the company that operates train services between London and Paris, is adding 4 additional train services today to support travelers impacted by the closure of Heathrow Airport. So this afternoon, and that's not really going to change much. Let me just say that. That's not really going to change much. Sure, you got 4 trains, 4 extra trains. Cool. But is that going to be enough? There's a lot of people trying to get to where they need to get to. But let's go. Imagine if this happened during the holidays. Like, imagine if this happened on like Thanksgiving, or if this happened on Christmas time. This would be insane, right? So this afternoon, we operate 2 additional services from London to Paris and 2 from Paris to London to provide alternative travel options. This is what Eurostar said. We understand the challenges faced by those impacted by the incident at Heathrow, and we are committed to helping where we can by providing additional travel options. This is what's also interesting. So the additional trains only had a few seats left. How interesting. Okay, on this was on their website as of this writing. So this happened 14 minutes ago. And let's just be real, with the cheapest tickets going for about $280. 215 pounds. Interesting, right? No, I get that there's no Thanksgiving in UK, but there's plenty of people that fly home for Thanksgiving break, for that fall break. So I get that but you also got to remember, this is not only affecting people in London. This is all people that are doing connecting flights they're flying from one place and then they're flying to London and then they're, to Heathrow, and then they're flying to their respective place. Like I said, there's still fall break. There's still a lot of international students that are trying to go back home during that time. You see what I'm saying? So again, the holidays is a big time to travel, regardless if that country actually celebrates Thanksgiving or not. There's plenty of kids, plenty of family that are trying to get to their respective homes or to their families, or they're going and vacationing. Hey, I'm going to London for Thanksgiving, just cause. People have done it a million times, Like I said, it's very interesting. I do think this is interesting too, that the Eurostar is going to scoop a bag. Think about that too. Sorry, I'm sorry, not sorry, but I'm gonna say it. They're also scooping a bag. I get it. People need to get to where they need to get to, and there's a lot of people that are trying to get to Paris or trying to get to London from Paris or from London, right? It's just interesting that they're like, yeah, we got 4 more trains, 2 going to, 2 going from one place and 2 going from another place. By the way, it's $280. And they said there's only a few seats left because people got savvy and started buying those tickets like that. Ain't that crazy? They scooped a bag because not a whole lot of people think about traveling on train, Now they are. Ain't that crazy? All right. So again, this is a very interesting situation. Of course, if there's more updates revolving around this, we'll talk about it. But hopefully they get everything figured out very, very soon. It's a little bit, sprinkle a little grifting on it. Yeah, absolutely. It's like, hey, remember, do you guys remember when the whole system went down? The whole system went down where thousands of people were grounded. Not as big as this, though, from my understanding. But there was thousands of people that were grounded. And while that happened, the nearby hotels that were near the airport started jacking up their prices. They did the same thing. Remember, people were stranded. They had no place to go. They were probably going to be stuck there for a day or two before they can go back home or go wherever they needed to get to. And a lot of people were stranded. So they're going over to these hotels, and these hotel rates started going sky high because they were trying to get an opportunity to scoop up a whole freaking bag from these people who are just trying to find a place to rest their heads. If that's not diabolical, I don't know what is. Okay. So then I see something like this, and I get it. Eurostar, these trains still need to make their money, but it is interesting that they're like, hey, you can buy our train tickets. We'll take you where you need to get to. It's crazy. Just saying. It's just very interesting because you also got to remember there are people who are trying to travel to London right now, and they can't right now. And there's a lot of people that are trying to travel out of London, and they can't do that either. So again, that's some pretty crazy stuff, guys. That is crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. Yeah, price gouging for sure. Yeah, it's disgusting, Leah. I agree. It's absolutely disgusting. Welcome to our world. Welcome to the world that we live in. Hey, come hop on our plane. It's going to cost, or hop on our train. It's going to cost you some money, though. You know what I mean? Crazy. Crazy. But guys, of course, if there's more information, we'll talk about it here soon. All right. I'll be back on in a little bit because we do have some things to talk about. In fact, let me close this poll because all y'all got your ass to the poll. And I appreciate that. Not everybody, but a good portion of you guys did. So I'm going to end this poll right now. And out of 360 votes, not bad, 73% of y'all said you wanted to hear the Stephen Stern jail calls. So we're going to sit down this afternoon and listen to those jail calls indeed. But that is the show. I appreciate all y'all for being here. Really means a lot. Real talk. We'll be talking here very, very soon. Make sure you go and check out my secondary channel because I will be popping out some videos over there in just a little bit. Okay. And then I'll be back here this afternoon to talk about Stephen Stern's unless and only unless something else pops off. You know how the news be newsing. There might be something that just drops, and then we might have to just push the Stephen Stern's thing for this weekend. Okay. It just is what it is. Just get ready. The wilder things have happened. You know how it is. I mean, I woke up this morning planning to do the Stephen Stern stuff, and then there was a fireball that went off near the airport. You see what I'm saying? Just the news be news, and you understand though, right? So I will try my best to make sure that that happens, and we will talk about all that, okay? And listen to Pig Vomit's jail calls, which I've already heard a good portion of them, and it's disturbing as all get out. So get ready for it. It's going to be a fantastic listen. Anyway, guys, please do me a favor before you head out. Hit that like button down below. Hit that reaction button if you're watching on other platforms. Make sure you are following me on those other platforms. Subscribe here on my main channel. Go to my secondary channel. Subscribe over there. That second channel is called The Pascal Show Clips. Subscribe. Make sure both notification bells are set to all so you know whenever I go live, whenever I upload, because it is random. A lot of times it's breaking news stuff. All right. Hit that join button down below. Become a member. Welcome to the family, to the new members that just got gifted. I appreciate you guys being here. And thank you to the people who are gifting them those memberships. That's amazing of you guys. All right. But you can still join and become a member. Hit that join button down below. Check out my Patreon. Check out my locals. And of course, check out PascalMerch.com. Okay, guys. But anyway, I'll be back on in a little while. All right. I'll be seeing you guys very, very soon. We got some things we got to talk about and a lot of craziness to listen to. So I'll be talking to you guys very, very soon. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.